Hello and welcome to the Flix Forum podcast, where each episode we usually go back and look at a Netflix original film in the order of release. However, today we have a special little preview show for you on the upcoming Actor Awards, previously known as the Screen Actors Guild or SAG Awards, because yet again, Netflix is broadcasting them. So here we go. This is a little bit of a sampler into the Academy Awards, which are only a few weeks away now as well. So not too many awards left in the award calendar. The BAFTA Awards were last weekend. I think we've still got we've got the SAG Awards. I think the Directors Guild is still to come, but obviously the Oscars coming up very soon. So very exciting from this end. And that time of year where I get back into the swing of things and look forward to a nice big couple of broadcasts on television of listening to and watching famous people talk. So here we go. This is the 32nd version of the Actor Awards or the Screen Actors Guild Awards, and it honours the best achievements in film and television for the year of 2025. This is going to be presented on the 1st of March 2026 at the Shrine Auditorium and Expo Hall in Los Angeles, California. This is the third year in a row that the ceremony will stream live on Netflix. The fourth year that Netflix have covered it. The first time they did it, it just streamed on YouTube exclusively. So it starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 5 p.m. Pacific Time in America. Actress Kristen Bell will host the ceremony for a third time after previously hosting it in 2018 and last year. And this will, in Australia, for those listening along, will be, I think, around midday on Monday, the 2nd of March in Australia. So it's on Netflix worldwide. We can watch it in Australia on Netflix too. Harrison Ford was announced as the 2025 SAG-AFTRA Life Achievement Award recipient on December 18th, 2025. So we'll get a nice big speech from him. And the nominations were announced by Janelle James and Connor Story on the 7th of January 2026. So the idea of this little episode is to talk through some of the big categories on the show. Obviously, we are focusing on a lot of the Netflix nominations and more of the film side of things than television, but I'll cover all the categories where Netflix are represented in television too. So I'm going to read out the nominations. I'm going to sort of put my prediction in for who I think will win, and then we'll go from there. And possibly I'll come back after the show with a little bit of a recap on how the show goes. So the biggest, we'll start off with some of the bigger awards. We're just going to start off with the Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Leading Role. So the nominees for this one are Timothy Chalamet. I always stuff up his surname, for Marty Supreme as Marty Mauser. We've got Leonardo DiCaprio in One Battle After Another as Bob Ferguson. Ethan Hawke from Blue Moon as Lorenz Hart. Michael B. Jordan in Sinners as Elijah Smoke Moore and Eliza Stack Moore. And Jesse Plemons from Begonia as Teddy Gatz. So, I've got to take into account some of the awards that have already been won. A little bit interesting, I guess, the recent BAFTA Awards where Timothy Chalamet didn't actually win Best Actor there, and he's sort of been the front runner this whole time. I'm still going to go with Timothy Chalamet for this one. It would be interesting, though, because he did win this same award last year at the SAG-AFTRA Awards for his performance in the Bob Dylan film. So I think it's been since, I think it was 1990 was the last time someone went back-to-back in an acting category at the SAG-AFTRA Awards. So there we go. Hot tip, I reckon Timothy Chalamet. And let's look on the other side of the board at the Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Leading Role. In this category, we have Jessie Buckley in Hamnet as Agnes Shakespeare. We've got Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You as Linda. Good Aussie representation there. We've got Kate Hudson in Song Sung Blue as Claire Sardina. We've got Chase Infinity from One Battle After Another playing Willa Ferguson, and Emma Stone from Begonia as well as Michelle Fuller. So I think this one's, since Hamnet came out, this has been a clear runaway favourite who's going to win this. And I think Jessie Buckley has this shoot in. There's no other chance for anyone else. We did see Rose Byrne, I think it was at the Golden Globe Awards, took out this award, but I think you've got to go with Jessie Buckley in this category. We now move to the Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Supporting Role. We have Miles Catton in Sinners as Sammy Moore. We've got Benicio del Toro in One Battle After Another as Sensei Sergio San Carlos. We have Jacob Elordi in Frankenstein as the creature. So there we go. We've got a Netflix film there nominated in this category. We also have Paul Mescal in Hamnet as William Shakespeare, and Sean Penn in One Battle After Another as Colonel Stephen J. Lockjaw. This is a tough one. I find this one a really hard one to sort of predict. I think if like Paul Mescal hasn't actually been nominated at the Oscars for this performance, so yeah, I mean Sean Penn I'll go with. I know there's a bit of controversy around some of the ceremonies where he's been smoking inside and things like that, but I'm going to go with him. That performance is one of those standout villain roles that often win a Best Supporting Actor role. On the other side of the board, we've got the outstanding performance by a female actor in a supporting role. We've got Odessa Azion in Marty Supreme as Rachel Misler. We've got Ariana Grande in Wicked for Good as Glinda Upland. We've got Amy Madigan from Weapons as Aunt Gladys, Winmumi Masako in Sinners as Annie, and Tiana Taylor in One Battle After Another as Perfida Beverly Hills. Again, another tough category. Ariana Grande, there are no nominations for Wicked in the actual Oscars. We've got Amy Madigan, who could possibly take away an award, a bit like the career awards that we've seen often with some of the recent ceremonies. But I think I'm going to go with Tiana Taylor from One Battle After Another in this one. I just think that she's so good in that film and deserves an award there as well. All right, the next few that we have are not individual awards, but more so awards for casts and things like that. So we've got the outstanding performance by a cast in a motion picture. The films nominated here are Frankenstein, obviously a Netflix original film. We also have Hamnet. We have Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. I think this one's going to go to Sinners. I think the hype around the film being nominated for 16 Academy Awards, the highest number of nominations ever for a film at the Academy Awards. I think that this is a good opportunity to reward that film here. Even we've also got the outstanding performance by a stunt ensemble in a motion picture. This one, we've got nominated F1, we've got Frankenstein, Netflix again, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. And I think the easy one that this one's going to go to is Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. Although F1 is one of my favourite films of the last 12 months. I've seen that many times and just think visually and I don't know, I just really like that film. It's a good big blockbuster film. All right, we're into the TV categories. I honestly have no idea whatsoever for any of these awards. I'm going to sort of put out the nominees from Netflix and maybe some picks if I can work out what's going on. But we start off with the outstanding performance by a male actor in a television movie or a limited series. This is interesting. This whole category is filled with Netflix nominations. I'm not sure that's ever happened before. So we've got Jason Bateman from Black Rabbit. We've got Owen Cooper from Adolescence. We've got Stephen Graham from Adolescence. We've got Charlie Hunnam from Monster, the Ed Gein story, and Matthew Rhys from The Beast in Me, also on Netflix. Based on what I've seen and what I know about this one, I've seen Adolescence. I think most people have seen Adolescence. And I believe that Owen Cooper, that's that young kid, I'm pretty sure, has cleaned up every single award ceremony where this has been nominated. So I'm going to go with him on that one. The other side of the board, we've got the outstanding performance by a female actor in a television movie or limited series. There's a few Netflix nominations here. We've got Claire Danes from The Beast in Me, which is on Netflix. We've got Erin Doherty from Adolescence, also Netflix. We've got Sarah Snook in All Her Fault on Peacock. Aussie nomination there. This, I believe, is on Netflix in Australia. We've got Christine Tremarco from Adolescence on Netflix as well, and Michelle Williams from Dying for Sex on FX. I'm going to go with Sarah Snook just because she's an Aussie. There we go. There is no nominee for Netflix in the outstanding performance by a male actor in a drama series, but we're going to look at the female actors in a drama series because we have some Netflix nominees here. In this category, we have Britt Lower from Severance on Apple TV. We've got Parker Posey from The White Lotus on HBO. Kerry Russell from The Diplomat on Netflix. We've got Rhea Seehorn from Pluribus on Apple TV. And Amy Lou Wood from The White Lotus on HBO. Again, I've got no idea. I know Severance has been big. I know The White Lotus is big. I'm not even going to make a prediction. Let's just leave it at that. They're the nominees. Then we've got the outstanding performance by a male actor in a comedy series. So in this one, we've got Ike Barinholtz from The Studio, which is on Apple TV. We've got Adam Brody from Nobody Wants This, a Netflix show, and I believe the second year in a row that he's been nominated in this category. We have Ted Danson from A Man on the Inside on Netflix. We've got Nguyendik. I'm I'm not sure what I've written there. Oh, no, ignore that. We've got Seth Rogen from The Studio on Apple TV and Martin Short from Only Murders in the Building. I know Only Murders in the Building, popular show. Again, I've got no idea whatsoever, but I'm going to go with Seth Rogen, I reckon. Seth Rogen, maybe just as recognition for the show The Studio, which has been very well received over the last 12 months. All right, outstanding performance by a female actor in a comedy series. We've got Catherine Hahn from The Studio on Apple TV, Catherine O'Hara from The Studio on Apple TV. This is obviously, she obviously passed away recently as well, so there we go, a little bit of a sad one there. We've got Jenna Ortega from Wednesday on Netflix, Jean Smart from Hacks on HBO Max, and Kristen Wiig from Palm Royale on Apple TV. I'm not making a prediction, I don't know, but there are the nominees. Then we head out to the last few. We've got outstanding performance by an ensemble in a drama series. For this one, we have The Diplomat from Netflix, Landman from Paramount Plus, The Pit from HBO Max, Severance from Apple TV, and The White Lotus from HBO. I'm going to go The White Lotus just for a guess. There we go. And finally, the outstanding action performance by a stunt ensemble in a television series. So this one we've got Andor on Disney Plus, Landman on Paramount Plus, The Last of Us on HBO, Squid Game on Netflix, and Stranger Things on Netflix there as well. Again, I have no guess whatsoever. I'm going to go with The Last of Us on HBO. There we go. There's my pick. As I mentioned before, Harrison Ford is receiving the Screen Actors Guild Life Achievement Award at this ceremony. And that wraps it up. That's what's going to happen. If you come back and join me after the awards on Sunday or Monday Australian time, we will have a little bit of a summary, I'm hoping, on what happened to the show, who won, what were some highlights, what were some standouts, were there any good I don't think they're going to have any musical performances, but were there any good performances from the people giving out the awards? Other than that, I am going to head out to our socials. We've got Facebook, we've got Instagram, we've got X, formerly known as Twitter. I just want to know who's your lock and win. Who do you think is going to win the awards this year? Who's your guaranteed lock? I mean, it's hard not to go with Timothée Chalamet just because of how much promotion he's put behind this performance in Marty Supreme. He didn't win the BAFTA last week. I mentioned that before. And he's been nominated for this award 2 years in a row and won it last year. Let's see him break it. Let's see him get this award and then take the lead for the Academy Award for Best Actor, because I think that this is his chance. This is his time to shine. That's what I'm putting out there. Other than that, we are out on Monday with our regular episode. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you soon.